Alrighty, so today we're digging out from the freeze. We're getting everything unfrozen and we are working on, I'm hoping to, kind of figure out where we want to go next. You and me, babe. You and me, babe. It's just nothing else like you. We're ready to go. Okay. So, welcome to Texas. It goes from a frozen tundra to motorcycling weather in 2 days. No joke, it's like 70 degrees outside. But check this out. This was frozen. And see those hairline cracks? All of those cracks right there. And this crack right here. Check out the bottom of it. So, anything that was wet in the studio has died a cruel and unusual death. Alright, plate number 2 has mostly up and down cracks. I'm going to bend it, see if you can't see those. See all those cracks? See all those cracks coming out? This one, Tim is so impeccable in his throwing that there's not much that you can see in the center, but as I push on it, like I'm just barely pushing out on it, and that's the center crack. So what would happen if I tried to fire this would be that this would come out in the bisque or in the glaze firing. So these little hairline cracks here go in the direction that the wheel was spinning as it was compressed onto the wheel head. That crack is spinning out. I really don't know if you can see it or not, but that crack is spinning out from the front. You can see it really good on the back here. Now this is the center, and those cracks are spinning in the direction of the wheel head. This is what was, so you pull the wire tool through, and this actually re-glued itself to the clay that was left on the back. This was the wettest plate that we had, the wettest piece in the pottery studio, and look at how it delaminated. So it was wet in the middle, and it just pushed the clay to the side as I was tearing this open. So I was tearing this open to put it in the slosh bucket. I noticed that, most of the time it breaks off in nice sheets, but no, it's delaminated the pottery. So if you don't get a crack in the bottom, like this one may not have a crack in the bottom. I mean, it does have a crack in the bottom, but you might think that your pottery's okay, and then whammo. But as I said in my last video, down here in Texas, having a garage pottery studio isn't that big of a deal because we don't freeze very often. But these froze solid, and that's what happens when your pottery freezes. Pray for your potter friends out there, because anything that they had in their studio that froze is gone. So these weren't thrown, meaning that their particles were not really aligned in any specific way. They were just extruded, and they are, interestingly, way more moist than they were. But that just feels like perfect clay. So I don't know how they got extra moisture, but they seem to be they seem to be just fine. I'm kind of, a part of me wants to just move ahead with these, because it doesn't look like there's anything wrong with them, you know. And I'm not sure that there would be, seeing as how they're extruded, but I don't know. I guess the bottom line there is that I would hate to spend hours on a fairy house, because they do take hours. I would hate to spend hours on a fairy house just to have it collapse or crack in the kiln, because I don't want to do another extrusion. Are you kidding me, Emily? Are you kidding me? So thankfully, a little bit of research, and Armadillo Clay sent out a newsletter that said all your glazes should be fine, all of your clay should be fine, but it will need to be wedged up good, and obviously the glazes will need to be remixed. So let's open up some things and, you know, see what things look like. I don't really know what to expect. So this is a white glaze, and you can see how it froze, right? And then broke. And if I stick my hand down in there, you know, it doesn't even feel lumpy or anything. Not concerned about that at all. I think it'll be great. It'll be just fine. Okay, as far as clay is concerned, this is our reclaim. So I don't know if it had more or less water in it, but clearly it froze and then it broke while it froze and thawed. But this is a brand new bag, and it looks just like it normally does in the bag. Now I haven't messed with it yet, but really not concerned with that, especially after getting the go ahead from Armadillo Clay. Okay, so I took out several of the underglazes in a couple of different brands and bottles, and they don't look so bad. They do not look so bad. I mean, you can tell that they've been frozen. I wish I could show you, but I doubt you will be able to see. But there's water that has separated just like I thought it would. And that will have to be remixed. Of the ones that I've looked at, this one's the worst as far as that's concerned. But I think the hardest part's going to be getting them back to some semblance of, you know, what's in the bottom mixing up with the top. Speedball has changed their bottle design, which is to a design more like this. And these, you can take a big long skewer and they'll be easier to stir up. But yeah, I mean, I don't think it's anything. I mean, I don't think it's any big deal. Anyway, it will be quite annoying, however, probably for a while. But that's okay. I don't think we lost. I mean, in the newsletter I got from Armadillo, they're having to sell all of their frozen clay because it's, you know, got inconsistencies in it. They're having a huge sale on clay, but I mean, there's a certain amount of this whole storm that has just been kicking our small business owners while they're down. And of course, you know, the restaurants are dealing with that same thing, and the people that supply all the restaurants and all the small business owners and all the clay. Sad. We went to our grocery store the other day, and they had lost power long enough that everything in the freezer cases and everything in the refrigerated cases had to be thrown out. So they were throwing out boatloads of food. Boatloads of food. All of the mass transit and all of that has been you know, interrupted from the ice and all of that. So the restaurants, you know, we went to our favorite Mexican food place. They were out of chicken. We went to our favorite burger joint, and they were out of beef. Knock up a prayer to the big man. For those small businesses that, you know, just flat out lost a lot of their inventory, as well as business because they had to shut down for a week, as well as, you know, it just now feels like everything's recovering from last year. Nobody likes to be kicked when they're down already. And where Tim teaches school is still shut down. They still don't have enough clean water to open the schools. And speaking of getting kicked while you're down, they didn't have a lot of water to begin with, and then the Hilton Hotel caught fire, and so they depleted a lot of water just trying to get that out. And a lot of the whole city's water supply went to a fire. And you know, that's just what's going on around here. So thanks for keeping us in your thoughts, and you know, we'll get back up, we'll keep on moving.